45 million views. That is mad. I didn't know it had that many views. 45 million. That's my channel had like 30 million or something, which is still a lot, by the way. I think this is actually my most viewed video I've ever worked on or made or whatever, right? Anyway, so seeing as this is a very prolific video that a lot of people know me from, even with like my mom's friends are like, oh, I watched the video of you last night. You were voicing the guy and there's like a guy chasing him. I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's obviously this video, right? This one's the most... Even though I guess people know me as a genderless child, the Undertale series, this one I feel is the one that people, this is the one. But yeah, this is a kind of behind the scenes because obviously it's been out for, it's 2020 now, obviously, 7th of August. This came out 2 years ago. I think almost 3 years ago though, technically, right? Yeah, almost 3 years ago. Let's just say 3 years ago. This came out 3 years ago. I just want to give you some kind of insight as to what went on in the process of making this video and some fun little facts about it. So, first things first, Hello Neighbour is actually a game that I don't really like very much. I've played it, I played it for like literally 5 minutes before I made this video. What would happen is that Rick, who owns Smash Bits, would come to me and say, you know, hey, I want you to make a parody on this game. And I'm like, okay. And I'll just, do my research for a little bit, but not do too much research, so it's kind of more broad. When you do too much research, there's too many, in-jokes and things that people who've only played the game will understand. And I try to stray away from that and try to keep it a bit more broad. So I kind of gave myself, like, played it for 5 minutes, watched a video on YouTube for 15 minutes, and just took everything I learned from that 15 minutes and turned it into something, right? And I was doing that weekly, actually, for a while with Smash Bits. And if you want to know my process of how I went about doing the actual videos, check out if Undertale was realistic behind the scenes. It actually has me doing voices and showing you how I make the actual fucking audio, whereas this is just me talking about stuff. But yeah, so with this video, it was actually one that I didn't really want to do. My deadlines were usually a Friday, and I think it hit Friday like afternoon. And I remember thinking, oh, I've got to do my audio today, haven't I? Because yeah, I got a bonus, right, for doing it, for finishing it for Friday. I was like, well, I want that bonus, I gotta finish this, This is the one that I was dreading, because again, I didn't really like Hello Neighbour very much. I didn't know how to approach it, I didn't know what to do. So I just thought, oh, you know what, screw it. I had a couple of drinks, had a few G&Ts, gin and tonics, and, I just went for it. I just went, screw it, I'm just gonna do whatever. Press record, made it all up, obviously, as I usually do. And when I was doing it, I was like, is this one even any good? I don't know, man. And I think because I was so used to doing loads of them, and I was so used to just, riffing and doing like my voices and stuff, it kind of felt a bit like, But I did like the Neighbour's voice I really enjoyed, and I've got to give big props to DA Games here, Will, who's, I guess, kind of like my YouTube, like, partner in a way, like, we're kind of like a little duo at the moment. Willy Boy, I actually called him and I said, Will, can I use do you want me to put your song, your Hello Neighbour song in my video? Because they get pretty decent views, and I think it'll be a good fit. And Will's always up for collabing and doing stuff, and he was like, yeah, man, go for it. Yeah, use my song. Like, sweet. So I was just chatting with him for a little bit, and I think he's the one who brought up that the guy looks like Buzz Lightyear. So obviously I'm like, holy shit, you're right. I just realized I got the wrong image here. I've got Q&A. Oops. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, he mentioned Buzz Lightyear, and I'm like, oh my god, you're so right! So that's why I just had the idea of, obviously, and the call ended, and I'm like, huh, how would I wrap this up nicely? I like to kind of have a beginning, middle, and end, and either have a message at the end of the video, or have it wrap up nicely and have some weird twist. Because I usually type out an outline, you see, and I type out a few ideas. Like, for example, like the Hello Neighbour one, I probably typed out glue, Groundhog Day, boxes, Toy Story. You just type like little keynotes that, just get your brain working. And yeah, the idea of the Toy Story, the Andy's room, the idea for the guy, it's Groundhog Day and he was actually the ex-Woody, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about this animation because, again, for me, this was just business as usual. For example, any of the ones around that era could have blown up and gone 45 million views. It would have been the same thing. It wasn't like this one I put like 50 times more effort into, and then all of a sudden, that's why it was so big. This one, if I'm honest, was one of the ones I put the least effort into because I wasn't interested in the game. But I will say the guy who animated it, I'm not sure what his username is. Oh, I'm not on the channel anymore, can't check. But Yeah, I mean, he's the one who brought it all to life. I think that definitely added a lot to why this animation's popular. I think his animation style and how bouncy it was and how everything's moving around helped a lot. It's funny as well, because I do see some comments saying, when I checked it, I think a long time ago now, when it was like 30 mil, I think. I did see comments that were like, you know, if it's Groundhog Day and it was, you know, in walls, how is his leg still, you know, how has his leg come back then? And people are looking into it that deep. Now at the time, obviously I didn't even think about that. I didn't even care. And yeah, that actually is a mistake. But at the same time, he wakes up anyway. So I think it kind of works, because it's like, did he wake up? Did he not? Who knows? It just kind of leaves on like a funny, ambiguous note. Yeah, I think with this animation, it just kind of was a bit of a, everything just kind of worked. You know what I mean? Like, the animation was really good. I think the audio turned out pretty good, and the little plot twist of the Toy Story, for some reason, like, was a real big hit with people, which I guess I'm just used to making weird shit like that, so it didn't really stand out a massive amount to me. But I think the whole groundhog dynamic was what really made it interesting as well. I just kept waking up and it was really fast paced. So it was definitely an interesting one. It's definitely one I look back on. I'm like, yeah, that turned out really good. Is it my favorite one? No. Did I put a lot of, like, a shit ton of effort into it? No. I mean, compared to the Final Fantasy 15 parody and the Sonic Adventure 2 one, the audio on those I spent like 2 days on. I mean, not trying to blow my own trumpet, but I can usually get the whole audio done in like maybe 4 hours max, including editing. I'm pretty fucking fast at this shit. So, but some of those other ones took me like 2 days. But yeah, thanks so much everybody who's watched that video. I'm surprised that it's blown up and got 45 million views. That's actually mad. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've missed here. I mean, I guess it was based on the Alpha 1, I think it was. The town, that's why the joke says, oh, I thought it was Alpha 1 or whatever. I mean, there is that. It's interesting as well, though, because I never actually played... I played Hello Neighbour, like, very briefly. The first level, I think it was on Game Pass or something. I think Angus wanted to play. He was a friend of mine. Because, you know, he was like, oh, everyone loves that game, everyone talks about it. So, yeah, let's play, let's give it a go. And, yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I didn't really get it. It's an interesting game. It's almost like it's like a kiddie horror game. That seems to be a big genre at the moment. It's like horror, but for kids. Like Bendy and the Ink Machine is a prime example of that. That game just, you know, that game isn't going to give you nightmares, but it might make you jump and be a bit eerie. Do you know what I mean? Same with Hello Neighbour. Like, it might make you jump and be a bit tense, but it's not going to give a kid nightmares because it's just a guy. Do you know what I mean? Same with Bendy. It's just like an ink monster, which isn't scary, but it's still like kiddie horror. I think it's an intriguing genre for sure. I know there's a second one coming out, so hopefully I'll make an animation on that one. Wink, wink. New animation channel that I'm doing with DA Games. Wink, wink. Hello Neighbour 2 parody. Anyone? Wink, wink. It's pretty obvious what I'm playing right now, but... Right, I'm gonna go now. I'm rambling. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a comment down below what your favorite Smash Bros video is that I've ever made. Is of all time, and also check out my game FLAPPATRON, available now on Steam. If you like that Hello Neighbour animation, then yeah, check out my game. You'll fucking love it. I would assume so anyway. But yeah, farewell. Why can't I find the stop recording button? I found it.